Support.
The maestro, please!
Still out of the country. Still bad audio. Maybe different acoustics? This will be for the week of
July 30th, 2019.
On this day in music back in 1960, a young Aretha Franklin went into the studio for the first time to begin her first recording session. I do believe this is the first boys' choir that we've gone through. If it isn't, I don't remember the other one. Proves how much I pay attention to boys' choirs. If you remember at the beginning of the month, we looked over day 4, so now here's day 5. If this continues, I imagine we'll look at days 6 and 7, and maybe days 1 through 3, though I doubt it. But if you are enjoying this stuff, I do encourage you to go check out the first 3 days.
Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing.
We seem to be having a lull in the jazz industry, although Mel Holder's Music Book Volume 3 recharted.
Singing.
I love rock and roll. Break war and make it a take war. Great tour. I keep on marching on. I play the greats.
Well, if you ever wanted the history of World War I via power metal, this is most certainly for you. It has a history edition, which gives narration for each track explaining what's going on, and a soundtrack edition, which is just instrumental versions of the songs.
It's bigger than hip hop, hip hop.
What's the heavens open?
So if you don't already know, Beyoncé played the female lead in the recent Lion King remake. This album, in addition to having songs from the actual movie, has songs inspired by the movie. Also features a lot of good African pop artists and producers, so I recommend it very wholeheartedly.
Taki taki, taki taki rumba.
DJ Snake's second studio album, and it's quite diverse in my opinion. You get some of the more just typical EDM songs when it's just DJ Snake, but thanks to his work with J Balvin and Ozuna, there are some tracks on here that are very influenced by reggaeton.
And now I need some help from the maestro, please.
I'm all in my bag, as hard as it get. I do not snort powder, I might take a sip. I might hit the blunt, but I'm liable to trip. I ain't popping no pill, but you do as you wish. I roll with some fiends, I love them to death.
So they actually made companion comics and gave them away for free last Saturday in Chicago, New York City, LA, Charlotte, and Atlanta. I'd say go pick one up. For only 200 copies per city, so they're all gone by now.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse.
Well, it happened. Old Town Road is now the longest running #1 song in the United States at 17 weeks. I guess we'll see how far he can go now.
I'm the bad guy. Duh.
I kept telling you I was gonna change the song, so if you paid attention on Wednesday, you'd know there was new pop analysis about the song I just played. You should go watch it.
What's the heavens open?
You know, it's funny because some critics are actually saying that this companion album that Beyoncé made, which was inspired by the remake of the movie, is actually stronger than the movie itself, but the movie is competing with the old cartoon back from 1994, and I feel like that's just a really hard act to follow.
'Cause I don't care when I'm with my baby, yeah. All the bad things disappear. You're making me feel like maybe I am somebody.
I'm not surprised it's #1 this week. I won't be surprised if it's #1 next week. However, I was looking over some of the reviews that it's been getting, and they're, well, mixed. Hopefully my alterations in my speaking patterns make it a bit easier to hear as I over-enunciate everything. Regardless, we'll be back in the normal studio next week, so I won't have to do this anymore.
And now I need some help from the maestro, please. Maestro.